This cascade is growing out of control. Ah, the void has manifested something other than a nightmare.
Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Exolizer spent. We're down an Exolizer. Working on backups. Exolizer spent. Contamination spreading. Exolizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Take any running threats away from that Exolizer until it discharges. That'll make this Cascade. Exolizer has been retired. Enemy bounty secured. Down an Exolizer. Working on backups.
We're collecting enough reactants to open the elevator.
Exolizer spent. contamination levels going in the wrong direction. Cascade is approaching critical levels. Your time is running out. Losing steam. We just lost an Exolyzer to possession. Get it back. Any nearby attackers will degrade the Exolyzer's performance. Clear them out to get the system working full steam. Exolyzer has been retired. This discovery might interest you. Spent Exolyzer has been retired. Exolyzer spent. This Cascade is growing out of control. Working on backups. Exolyzer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Cascade intensifying. Any nearby attackers will degrade the Exolyzer's performance. Clear them out to get the system working full steam. We're down an Exolyzer. Working on backups. Our enemy's folly is your game. spent Exolyzer has been retired. Just lost an Exolyzer to possession. Get it back. Contamination subsiding. Keep any roaming thrax away from that Exolyzer until it discharges. That'll make this Cascade.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Exolyzer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Exolyzer spent. Exolyzer spent. The struggle has its benefits. Exolyzer has been retired.
You've collected enough reactants to open your relic.
This Cascade is growing out of control. Exolyzer, working on backups. Exolyzer spent. Exolizer, working on backups. Contamination levels going in the wrong direction. Exolizer spent. We're down an Exolizer, working on backups. Spent Exolizer has been retired. Contamination spreading. See what you make of this. fight. We're down an Exolizer, working on backups. This discovery might interest you.
Hello, I just want to go over the build real quick if anyone was wondering what I was using here. This is the mod config. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go over a couple things anyways. Use Rolling Guard and Catalyzing Shield here for my survivability. Rolling Guard is mostly for status effects, like heat procs, slash procs. You can just roll out of them and they don't have to bother you. Catalyzing Shields I use together with an Augur mod in my secondary. This mod gives me energy spent on abilities is converted to shields, and that just makes sure anytime I cast any ability, I completely refresh this full shield gate immunity, regardless of how much shields I get back. It's full 1.3 seconds. Without this mod, it's like 0.2 seconds maybe. It just depends on how much shields you get back, I guess. But combine that with our speed. This is an instant cast ability that doesn't interrupt our gameplay at all. So we can melee around, do our business, and as long as we press this button once every 1.3 seconds, we are effectively mortal. Use Shock Trooper here for our augment. Just gives us a bunch of additive electric damage to all of our weapons, which is really good because we're using melee influence to spread a bunch of electric procs everywhere, so this is just strictly a lot more damage. And besides that, Equilibrium Primed Flow combined with Nourish gives us basically infinite energy here. If you wanted to, you could replace Equilibrium with Energy Nexus. If you didn't know, the energy multiplier from Nourish multiplies this energy regen, so you get like 9 energy a second, which is really good. Just pick whichever one you like the most, it doesn't matter. And, because we have an Augur mod, we don't need to put Brief Respite on here. We can instead use Corrosive Projection. Gives us a lot of damage towards like Thrax and stuff. Pretty good. As for Arcanes, it's just a bunch of strength. This isn't mandatory by any means, but it's pretty good. And this one is definitely not mandatory. I just put in some more damage. If you have anything else here that you might like more instead, you're free to put it there. And then I use Nourish as a subsume. You might be wondering why I'm not putting on Roar. And if you didn't know, Roar applies its damage 3 times over to anything melee influence. So those electric procs that go around and hit all the enemies around you get triple dipped with this number, which just means that you do insane amount of damage with your electric procs. And I mean, it is just a better mod. The only reason I don't use Roar, to be honest, partially because of the energy economy, but mainly because when you go into your operator form, if you activate Roar, your Warframe will be exposed and vulnerable to damage. If the enemies shoot some stray bullets, especially in level cap, your Warframe can go down in like a couple of seconds and you'll be kicked out of your operator. Either you die on the spot or you have to take a couple of seconds to get back to where you were. Pretty annoying. So I just I like Nourish more. It's more comfortable and the damage is honestly good enough. Nami solo is just carrying super hard. And to help with the damage, I use 4 of these crit damage shards. This is like 300% crit, so got plenty of damage there. The primary doesn't do anything, just want to show I just put on a bunch of dexterity mods everywhere that I can. Go on our arch gun, you put these 2 on here, gives like 15 seconds of combo. Pretty good. But here is the melee setup. I just use melee influence, of course, and Discipline's Merit. You kind of need your Tennokai to kill big targets, so you definitely want to use one of these mods, and I think this one is the best because it just makes sure that you proc it very consistently against anything that takes more than a couple of hits to kill, so there you go. Use it with this stance, has a really good heavy attack, and all of the other mods are very just generic melee influence, crit hybrid mods, and I just use a range mod here. If I didn't have this, I'd probably use spring-loaded blade or some crit damage. Or faction damage maybe if I really want to work on my ad clear. Just put on like this or something. And as for the evolutions on the Incarnon, I use the first option here, doesn't really matter. And then I use the first option here, this really matters. This makes sure that your follow through is as high as possible. So this just means that when you hit enemies around you, you do full damage to them, as well as the guy that you're actually like targeting. Just means that all your melee influence electric procs will be full damage, helps you with your ad clear a lot, so it's pretty good. And then for the last one, I use this middle one because, you know, I'm trying to scale a bunch of crit damage, and then I'm trying to scale the electric procs with the status chance, so it's just nice to have the hybrid. And I mean, that's it.